All right, viewers and subscribers, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in again to another one here on the coach's desk. Hoping that everybody is doing well and everybody is doing all right. Big up on yourself. Thanks for the support, my people. Please remember, like, share, and subscribe. So, of course, the National Senior Championship is coming up in a matter of days. And certainly, we'd like to, discuss some of the important happenings that will be taking place at that event. It's going to be a very exciting one to say the very least. Um, but we pretty much want to talk about Shericka Jackson, right? Shericka Jackson is the reigning 200 meters champion, right? And she is coming back from what seems to be a very serious injury. Uh, she was so injured that she pulled out of the 100 meters at the Paris Games and she pulled out of the 200 meters as well. So, in other words, Shericka did not compete at the uh, Paris Olympic Games. And, it sent fans talking a whole lot of things because the fans are lamenting that, Francis said that she's fine. She said that she's fine at the press conference, the Puma press conference, and then boom, she was not able to compete. Shericka probably took her rest. She came back this season doing some 60 meters. She started out with 60 meters. She ran very fast. A matter of fact, the fastest she would have ever opened a 60 meters. So that was pretty decent from her. She did some 200 meters. She did some four by 100 meters. She was defeated in the 200. Then she came back. She won one, and fans pretty much have their outlook on how she looks. Yeah. They pretty much believe that, Shericka is not what she used to be. And of course, that is understandable because we know Shericka as being this fast 21.4 athlete. And I mean, any athlete that goes through a series of injury tend to, be tentative when they come back. Remember, Shericka Jackson even indicated that she found it very difficult to run. In other words, she indicated that she pretty much was learning to run again. So it was quite difficult for her. And I have always said that injuries definitely gives a psychological athletes are concerned because they feel as if they push themselves, they are gonna, get back that injury. So certainly sometimes you see them, they might be in a very good shape. However, they aren't able to push themselves because of the fear of what the injury did to them before. However, Shericka did the 200 at the Racers Grand Prix. She clocked 22.53 to take the win, and that was a good victory for her. And people still saying that Shericka doesn't look good. But in an interview, after she probably has been dodging the media. She didn't do one in Diamond League, and she didn't do any with the major news network. However, she did one with her friend, and she indicated that she feels good. She's happy where she's at in terms of her progression, her fitness, and all of that. So Shericka is in a good space according to her. So I mean, the doubts that the fans had, they can just put that aside because Shericka has indicated that she's pretty much fine. So, with all of that said, just to give you a backdrop, with all of that said, Shericka Jackson will only be competing in the 100 meters at the National Senior Championship. Yes, she will only be competing in that event. And many persons will ask why. Many persons will ask, why is she only in the 100 meters? However, when you look at, especially with her saying earlier in the season also that she's not sure about doing both events again. That could be as a result of the injuries, and she might be fearful. Also, it could be a conversation with her and her coach. So we never know. But she's only competing in that, and why she doesn't have to compete in the 200 meters is because she's the reigning champion. She was the last world championship winner, so she doesn't have to compete in that event. Other folks might be saying, hey, she probably needed that 200 meters, to get in more runs and build her confidence. But I mean, we're talking about the MVP camp. We're talking about Shericka. We're talking about an athlete that rules the 200 meters. Right. So if she feels confident and her team feels confident that she doesn't have to run, then the fans just have to just go out and support and accept what they will get from Shericka. That pretty much opens the gate for other 200-meter athletes to come to the fore and show what they got, and actually indicate what they want and what they can do. Yeah. So the door is wide open on the female side now for the 200 meters. So Jamaica can actually field four in Tokyo. Yeah. So it is going to be very interesting what happens in that 100 meters. Many persons believe that Shericka, Tina, and Tia will be the athletes to beat. Yes, the MVP camp, they say, will be getting that one, two, three, in whichever order it comes. Yeah. But when you look at the likes of a Janelle Smith, she clocked a 11.1. When you look at the Alana Reed, she's also 11.1. When you look at a Crystal Slowly, she's also 11.1. When you look at a Shelly is 11.0 this season. So it's going to be very, very, very interesting to see these ladies match up in the women's 100 meters. It's going to be a cat. On the male side, you'll have the dog fight, but on this side that I'm speaking of, the female side, it's gonna be a cat fight. It's gonna be the lady that wants it more. It is also gonna be the one that execute. It is also gonna be some sort of experience where the athletes that is able to keep their head and to hold their nerves. That athlete also. So when you look at even a Shelley and Fraser Price, the legendary, she indicate that this season is going to be her best ever, and we don't normally hear Shelly and Fraser talk. Shelly and Fraser normally talk with her feet, and she has come out and said this thing. So, well, we will have a mouth-watering contest in the women's 100 meters at the national trials. And this is not a preview to the event, because I'll be delving more into the event in another video to indicate the what you'd call it now, the athletes that have signed up for the event, because I tell you, there will be some shocker. But I wait because I want to ensure that I give the right information to the fans. What say you? You already knew this about Jacko? Until next time, stay safe. Peace.